everyone, welcome back to Crafts with My Coffee. Today in my coffee mug is SodaStream Diet Cola. It's sort of flavored water pretty much. If you like effervescence like I do, like I like Diet Pop and stuff like this is a much more healthier alternative. So that's what's in my coffee cup today. We're going to have so much fun. Okay, how many of you guys have these left over from Easter? You know these Easter kits that have the die and the stickers? I think this one still has those shrink where you put this around the egg and then you boil it and shrink it. So I'll save those for next year. But it also still had, Indy was here on Saturday, Easter Saturday, and so I thought, let me do some Easter eggs with the little boo. And, you know, because he's so little, he was going to get bored after doing a few. So I mixed up the dye, but we only did 6 eggs. So we had leftover Easter egg dye, and I was going to throw it away. And I thought, no, I bet you I could use that to dye something with. So today we're recycling Easter egg dye. Now, caveat, the brown here, where is it, is not Easter egg dye. This is actually a brown food coloring, and I kind of wanted some of my ribbons and tags to be dyed in that beigey cool brown color, so I mixed that up. But these ones are Easter egg, like yellow, orange, green, blue. Typical Easter egg stuff. So what we're going to go ahead and dye, I've got this really cool kind of cotton ribbon. It's not really seam binding ribbon, but it's kind of like I don't know, it's cotton. So we're going to see if this is going to work. So I'm going to open up all these lids and we're going to dump in ribbon in one. Because you know, like Easter eggs, it has to sit in there for a while. So put the yellow. I don't like the yellow so much. It almost looks, you know, not a great color. Piece of lace. So we're going to go ahead and do that in all of our colors and just let them sit for a while. This is the orange one. So same thing. I cut them all into 5 equal pieces, so we'll dump the orange. It's almost, look at that, it looks pink already. It's a pinky orange. That's really coloring good. And some lace. You know me, how I love getting my hands dirty. I put newspaper underneath because I always have a paper pad, but I don't want water soaking all the way through my paper pad. Okay, so we've got some green. Stick it in the green. You guys get this process. I hope all of you that celebrate Easter had a fun Easter. And yeah, I usually have these little kits stuck in my cupboards for the next year. Then I forget I have. You know how that goes. I didn't put. Oh yes, I did. I did, because you know how they say the vinegar was added with the little fizzy little thing? The only one I didn't put it in was the brown. Because, you know, it was an Easter egg dye. And then the last one is this brown. This is food coloring. So we can test how, this is that food coloring, that's that paste, you know, where you scrape it with a toothpick and put it in. I always find that so messy. But it's such a cool food coloring dye. I don't even know why I had brown. What would I have been dyeing? Anyways, so we've got all 5 of them full. So I started to think, why waste all of this dye? And I've got these, aren't these the cutest tweezers? Can you see the lady with the glasses? And then all the way down to her shoes. And I cut out, I used 1 page of 8x11 cardstock. I cut 10 tags like this and 11 like this. And there was literally none left. So I know you can't leave paper sticking in very long. It will fall apart. So we're going to put 2 of those in there real quick. And 2 of these. And we'll just keep going. I think I'll put the 11th one in there too. So I'll just do that with all of them. Just get them in there. And the reason I'm using the tweezers is not because I don't want to get my hands dirty, because you know me, I don't care. It's so I can get the paper out without draining it all. So to green. Okay, to yellow. I just find that if I leave paper when I'm doing tea dyeing in too long, it just literally falls apart. Okay, so the brown was our first one. Let's see how the paper's holding up. It sort of breaks down really quickly. Let's see how this is doing. They can stand a little longer. So I'll be back and see what we've created with our recycled dye. So it's been about 5 minutes and the paper seems to be holding up really well. So usually, whoopsie, I'm moving this so you guys can see. The color that's surprising me the most is this one, because I thought it was going to be orange, and it's pink. But yet, in the jar, I guess it's orangey pink. I guess. That one surprised me the most. Very, very pretty. So just move these around. The papers aren't breaking down, so that's really cool. I mean, I know this is a super simple craft, but we're going to do something with this after. I want to share where I got the idea from this. It was in Somerset Life. There they had it, every last drop using leftover egg dye. And then storing your ribbons in these beautiful little teacups. Although it cautions not to pour the dye into porcelain teacups, because porcelain will absorb the color of the dye and it's very difficult to get that coloring out. And it recommends that if that happens, rinse out the cups and then immediately boiling them in milk. So that'll get the porcelain back to its white color. I had just poured mine in mason jars, so that was perfect. And as you all know, dye always looks darker before it gets to the color you want. Yeah, this yellow isn't doing much of anything. Let's see the ribbon in here. So pale, look at that. It's almost white. So that's not really doing much, but the other ones are all coloring nicely. They're very Easter colors. What a surprise! Cal Surprise. Same with the green. It's just a hint of green. Very romantic. Let's see how the food coloring is working on the ribbons. Oh, it's pretty. That's nice. I like that. And then the blue, let's see what you're doing. Oh, that's gorgeous. Absolutely love this one here. This is absolutely gorgeous color. And our pinky orangey. That's pretty too. These two are my favorite. These three so far. These ones, meh. So here is all my yumminess. Isn't it pretty? Love it. I don't know why the blue ribbon, can you see here how it kind of went tie-dyed, and so did the lace. It's kind of weird. But oh well, that's okay. I don't mind. Everything, the tags are so faint in color, but they're still in color. Like, I can tell that's brown. These ones they're about the only ones, the green and the yellow are kind of meh. But every other one is really pretty, and it got dye from the other ones. I don't care about that. I think it looks really yummy and pretty. So I'm going to let this dry, and I think I'm going to make a little project with this. Should we do that? Because I'm not done playing. So let's just dry these ribbons, and then I'll be back. Okay, guys, here's all of our, repurposed Easter egg dye stuff in here. So I'm going to make some quick cards. I have literally zero birthday cards. This mat is all dry, although it's kind of messy and stamped up. So I am going to do 2 of them at a time, because like I said, they're going to be quick. So here's one white. There, this is one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. You guys all know the drill. Just going to take some book print, tear this page down the middle, and making sure I get the page that has the text mostly. Yeah, not too many paragraphs. So on this one, I will just, oh, before I do anything, I want to ink the torn edge with Vintage Photo Distress ink, just along that edge there before I glue it down. And same with this edge here. Then I am going to take my glue stick and glue it right down this edge here. Approximately where I want to place my newsprint. So let's just put that down like that. Someone was asking me, how do I keep my nails and hands so clean? Well, when you're working with acrylic, first of all, it washes off like a dream. Second of all, these are my nails, but I told my manicurist what I do, you know, with paper crafts and stuff. And she said, what you need is double gel nails. So they don't put tips on them or anything, but they put a coat of gel, then another coat of gel, then the polish, and then stick it under the light. And then they just last like seemingly forever till they outgrow. And then I just can go and they don't take them off. They just, you know, use nail polish remover or whatever they use, and then just do another set again. I absolutely love it. And for anybody that does a lot of paper crafts but always wants pretty nails, there's your trick. I was telling my daughter about it because she paints houses. And she said, oh, what a good idea. Now, I didn't place that right where I wanted it to be, so I'm going to hopefully just keep rolling and get rid of that glue. There. Okay, so we're going to take some scissors, trim around our card, both of them. Just boom. And then we will take the Vintage Photo and go around the edges of the card all the way around. Next, I'm going to glue these 2 circles right here. They're both completely different, but the same kind of tones. And I got this sheet of circles from Artsology Designs on Etsy. And you just print the sheet off. Fabulous. Love them. And yes, you could just take printed paper and punch out circles with your hole punch. I use this hole punch to punch out those circles. But somehow these are in a design that it's perfect when you punch it out, if that makes sense. Just the way the type is and everything. And again, I'm going to ink around these. I mean, these are the easiest cards in town, I'm telling you. Just going to take my glue stick again and glue them right on the card front. Just about right there. Everything is about there. About there. Okay. Just making sure I'm not gluing it upside down there. Just going to put this to the side for a second, and I'm going to take the tags that we dyed, with our Easter egg dye. Now these ones look pink, but they're supposed to be brown, so I don't get it because I can't find the brown. The pink tags are super pink like this. See? But the brown came out like this. So I'm going to edge them around first. And hopefully it'll bring out more of the brown in the tag. And then I'm going to do some stamping. So I've got my archival black ink and this old Stampin' Up! Stamp set. It had 4 different sayings: celebrate, cherish, friend, and thanks. And I think it might have been the first stamp set I ever bought. It's that old. But you know what? You use what you have. And I'm going to turn them this way, and I am going to stamp right on there. And then I want to try to get on the edge like that. There. And same with this guy. Trying to get most of the, there we go. Then we're going to take another Stampin' Up! Stamp and a little bit of the brown ribbon. These are fun. Just about so much. And the stamp we are going to use is called Make-A-Wish, and it's right here. And again, it's from another Stampin' Up! Set. Inking it up with the same black archival ink. And then what I did is I turned the stamp that way and placed the ribbon on top, and then just kind of pressed down and hopefully got the stamp right on it. Yep. Make-A-Wish. Then I'm going to trim the edge of this ribbon and fray it a little bit. Right there, just kind of pull some of the threads out. And I'll get the other one done and I'll be back. Okay, so we've got our elements stamped right here. Make-A-Wish, Make-A-Wish, and these celebrate ones. And then I've glued that on there. So the next thing I kind of want to do, I want to put some kind of dried flower on these things. And the only thing I have are my hydrangeas that were dried. They dried naturally, and then I had them in a vase in the house, and that's all I could find. So I'm going to take glue stick glue right here and kind of just put a glob of it like that, and hopefully it will stick. And now I'm on to a cup of tea in my coffee mug. And yeah. Okay. So we're just going to put it down like this, because I don't want to hide too much the element of that cool circle, you know what I mean? So let's hope it'll just, is it sticky? I need to put some more glue. There we go. And just glob it down. You can hear it crunch as you glob it, but you know it's there to stay. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is take this celebrate tag, and I think I'm going to put it kind of like a little bit over the flowers, trying my best not to hide too much of that circle, because what's the point of having it if you're going to hide it? Although I do love layering things, and that's what this is, a very basic layered card. So I'm going to try and keep my event part kind of like that. Excuse me. And then I'm going to take my Dollar Tree glue that I love so much and put it on the back of our Easter dyed ribbon. Well, this one wasn't really Easter egg die. This one was the one that was the food coloring. Remember, it was brown. And we're just going to put this puppy kind of like that. So it says Make a Wish. Just like that. That's already a cute looking card, isn't it? So let me get this one caught up to this one. So we've got both of our cards ready. So the next part's going to be kind of fun. And I'm going to take some sealing wax that I usually put on all my letters. And I have a candle right here. I've got my sealing stamp right here. It's a moon. Because the only other one I have is an M. And it's not appropriate for... If it's for my letters, yes, but, oh, I think I better move this so you guys can see what I'm doing. There, so there's the wax. There's a candle, here's the wax. And we're just going to melt it. I have this old vintage spoon. And I'm just going to let it get hot and melt. And while this is happening, I just want to tell you guys, remind you guys that to go to Artsology Designs on Etsy if you want to get some of these really cool printable things. So much fun. It's so fun to play. And to remind you guys to reuse your stuff. Like, don't throw those little Easter egg pellets out. Put them in a jar. I'm going to go ahead and pour this kind of at the junction of the tag and the circle. I'll be back when more is melted. Some of these waxes melt way faster than others. This one's a little pokey. So I'm just going to pour it kind of at the junction right there where the Celebrate meets the circle. Okay. And we'll just get a little bit more on there. Oh, that smells so nice. Okay, I'm going to let that sit there for a minute. And then we're going to add some random little wax drippings elsewhere on this card, wherever they fall and however they fall. Come on. Come on, wax. Drip, drip, drip. When we want you to drip, you don't drip. You know? Yeah, just a few little things like that. And maybe one right over here. There. Perfect. And then I wish I could save this. I'm just going to try to coat the stick with it so it will harden back onto the stick. I'll let it sit there, melt this up, take a paper towel, and just clean it up. It's very easy to clean up. So there. There, perfect. Get rid of the waxy strings. And there is our 2 cards. Cool, hey? So I'll be back and show you the other ones I made too. So here are our 4 birthday cards. This one was done with the blue and blue sealing wax. And this one was done with the kind of brown and rusty tones. And we used our Easter egg repurposing. Easter egg die repurposed. And so there's lots of yummy things we can do with all this stuff. So fun. So get inspired. Get out there and start playing. And start using, again, the stuff you have. And create something nice. And if you're like me and you need greeting cards, this is a perfect opportunity to make some. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. And we'll see you next time. Bye.